I still think there's more to come, but yeah, I feel really good with how things have gone so far. I think those partnerships will continue to flourish no matter who is on the pitch.
Well, Chris, welcome back from the international break. What did you get up to? What was your break looking like?
Not a lot. A bit of time with the kids. Had a weekend away with them, so yeah, it was nice to spend a bit of time with the family and come back feeling refreshed.
4 contributions in the last 6 games from yourself. That's 1 goal and 3 assists. A lot of talk about how you've settled into the team from externally and from speaking to your teammates. But how do you feel you've sort of settled in? Do you feel like you really have sort of hit the ground running and we're getting the best Chris Martin?
I still think there's more to come, but yeah, I feel really good with how things have gone so far. It's not really felt like I've had a settling in period. It was so easy to kind of make myself a part of the group. Everyone was extremely welcoming. That includes all staff and for sure the players as well. So they've made it as easy as it possibly could have been. And obviously we've had success on the pitch, which always makes things go a little bit smoother.
You got 3 assists in all. Do you prefer goal scoring? Do you prefer setting those chances up for the players? What's your favourite part to your game?
I prefer winning. First of all, and I do like to score. Obviously, strikers are kind of judged on their goals, but if I'm able to contribute in that sort of way, I think it shows kind of all aspects of my game in that regard, and I think that's something else that I can obviously bring as we've seen, but hopefully there's a few people who can return the favour.
And fans obviously talk a lot about your link-up play. That's one of the things they've noticed. Is there a good understanding with your fellow strikers, do you feel?
For sure, yeah. I think first and foremost they're good people, but also very good players. So it makes it a lot easier to develop that understanding, I think. But yeah, I think you've seen it across the board, not just between kind of me and Naki who've played the last few games, but even the guys coming onto the field as substitutes, and that's going to change obviously throughout the course of the season with Fam and Antoine. I feel like there's a real good blend of attributes between the 4 of us, and I think those partnerships will continue to flourish no matter who is on the pitch. And I think that's something that's going to be very important across the season, is that hunger and desire from everyone to improve and push each other on and make each other better.
Now, it was 4 wins from 4 heading into the international break. Does it come at a good time? Does it benefit you having that little rest period, or considering the form you were in, is there a chance that things might kind of stutter a little bit? What's the mentality when you come back from an international break?
Obviously, you're never quite sure, but I think with the intensity of the championship, and when you see the schedule over the next I think it's 7 games in 21 days that we're going to be facing, it's probably a good time to have a little rest and regroup and just kind of assess how things have gone. But I think that's been a good thing in the fact that we've got 4 wins out of 4, but there's still a hell of a lot of room for improvement from everybody as a team. So that's the sort of stuff that we've been looking at over the break. We've been busy doing that with the meetings and stuff, and seeing obviously the positives, what we did right, but also what we can add moving forward. And I think it's a good time to do that, obviously, with the break and the way that we've trained this week. I would say it's definitely come at a good time. We're feeling fresh and fit, and the standard and the quality of training has been very good this week, and I think that stands us in good stead moving on to Saturday.
Yeah, on to Saturday, Barnsley away. What are you expecting from them? What kind of threats do you think they'll pose?
They play with a lot of intensity, very fit team generally from what I remember. Played against them last season, and a very end-to-end game. It was quite open, and I think they sucker punched us with an equaliser late on, but that's the kind of team they are. They're relentless in their work rate, and they got some threats as well, so I'm sure it'll be a very tough game. They're obviously desperate for the points as we are, but we're looking forward to the challenge.
A similar challenge, I guess, and they are without a win in the league, and they're sort of towards the bottom end. So on paper, fans might say, "Oh, an easy win is on the cards." But when you look at Nottingham Forest a fortnight ago, a lot of similarities there, and you saw the way they, put up a fight.
Yeah, exactly. It's still obviously very early season, so people can obviously have gone through runs of form that might not be reflective of the season as a whole. And you've given the perfect example there. I think Nottingham Forest, when we look back at it, was our toughest game, and they had no points at the time. Obviously, we managed to do enough to win the game, but we're under no illusions that it's going to be another very, very tough game. And in some ways, it might be even tougher playing against a team that hasn't won yet. They'll be so desperate for the points, obviously. So we're going to have to be at our very best to win the game.